morning students. Today we are going to know about the first unit of biology of chordates. First, general characters of chordata. Phylum Chordata belongs to the kingdom Animalia and includes all the vertebrates, that is animals with a backbone, and several invertebrates, that is organisms without a backbone. They possess a bilaterally symmetrical body and are divided into three different subphyla. Phylum Chordata possesses the following characteristic features. Notochord. It is a longitudinal cartilaginous rod running between the nerve cord and the digestive tract. It acts as a support for the nerve cord and is replaced by the vertebral column after the embryonic stage in all vertebrates. Dorsal nerve cord. It is a bundle of nerves running along the back and splits into the brain and the spinal cord. It is hollow and lies dorsal to the notochord. Pharyngeal gill slits. They are the openings which allow the entry of water through the mouth without entering the digestive system. They connect mouth and throat. All chordates have these opening on the lateral sides of the pharynx at some stage of their life. Post-anal tail. It is an extension of the body to the anus. In chordates, the tail is composed of skeletal muscles which help in locomotion in fish-like species. It is absent in most of the adult chordates. Other characteristics of chordates include bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, coelomic and segmented body. The body design is complex and well differentiated. The body has an organ system level of organization. Next, this is the classification of chordata up to classes. In phylum Chordata, it is divided into Protochordata and Vertebrata. And Acraniata or Protochordata is again divided into two subphyla, Urochordata and Cephalochordata. In Vertebrata, it is again divided into two subphylum, Agnatha or Gnathostomata. Agnatha are divided into two classes, Ostracodermy, Cyclostoma, and Gnathostomata again divided into Pisces, Tetrapoda. In Pisces, these three classes are present: Placodermy, Chordictis, Ostrichthys. In Tetrapoda, there are four classes: Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. General characteristics of Cephalochordata. Exclusively marine animals and are cosmopolitan, present in shallow water, triploblastic animals. Body is bilaterally symmetrical. Body structure is fish-like. Body lacks head and is divisible into trunk and tail. Exoskeleton is absent and epidermis is single layered. Respiration through general body surface, that is, no specialized respiratory structure is found. Complete alimentary canal. Pharynx large, perforated by numerous persistent gill slits opening to atrium. Excretion by protonephridia with solenocytes. Circulatory system is closed type, but heart and respiratory pigments are absent. Sexual reproduction occurs. External fertilization takes place. Development is direct, but an intermediate juvenile form exists. All dioecious animals. Here, this is the diagrammatic representation of one of the cephalochordata, that is branchiostoma. Next, affinities of cephalochordata. First, chordate affinities. Cephalochordata exhibits the three basic chordate features such as notochord, dorsal tubular nerve cord, and pharyngeal gill slits in the most typical manner, and there is no doubt about its chordate nature. However, it exhibits relationship with all the major groups of phylum Chordata, and its real status in the phylum remains uncertain. Next, affinities with hemichordata. Hemichordata and cephalochordata resemble in having similar pharyngeal apparatus with numerous gill slits and gill bars, filter feeding mechanism, respiratory mechanism, enterocoelous coelom, and numerous glands without gonoducts. Objections. But muscles in hemichordata are unsegmented, nervous system distinctly of non-chordate type, gill slits dorsal in position instead of lateral, and a post-anal tail is lacking. Moreover, inclusion of hemichordata under chordata is also uncertain because of doubtful nature of notochord. This shows hemichordata is more primitive than cephalochordata. Next, affinities with urochordata. Branchiostoma, that is cephalochordata, and herdmania, that is urochordata, are regarded to be very closely related because of first one, the primitive ciliary feeding and respiratory mechanisms, and the second one, a large pharynx having many gill clefts and endostyle which produces mucus, peripharyngeal bands and epipharyngeal groove. And objections. The adult urochordata are extremely degenerate sedentary animals having several characters not found in branchiostoma. Next, affinities with cyclostomata. Branchiostoma and ammocyte larva of lamprey, that is cyclostomata, are similar in many characters such as elongated, slender fish-like body, continuous dorsal median fin. Next, mouth surrounded by an oral hood. Next, presence of an velum, pharynx with an endostyle and gill slits, and presence of dorsal hollow nerve cord and notochord. Besides these fundamental chordate characters, their adults have persistent velum, gill slits, metameric myotomes, and post-anal tail. Next, affinities with other vertebrates. Branchiostoma also shows similarities with other vertebrates in several ways, such as post-anal tail, metameric myotomes, coelom lined by mesodermic epithelium, midgut diverticulum comparable with liver, well-formed hepatic portal system, and with forward flow of blood in ventral and backward flow of blood in dorsal longitudinal blood vessels. And its objections are: cephalochordates differ from cyclostomes and other vertebrates in most of their primitive characters such as absence of head, paired limbs, skull, vertebral column, muscular true heart, blood without RBCs, brain, sense organs and gonads, etc. and in possessing nephridia, atrium, numerous gland, asymmetry, etc. Next, structure of herdmania. The body flat purse-like structure with length of 6 to 13 centimeters, breadth is 4 to 7 centimeters. Color is brownish. The animal is pretty buried in sand by means of foot. The body proper has two projections, atrial and branchial siphons. Branchial siphon has a branchial or incurrent aperture or mouth. The atrial siphon has atrial or excurrent aperture or cloaca. The whole body is covered by thick, leathery and translucent tunic or test. It is formed of cellulose-like organic substances known as tunicin. And this is the picture of herdmania. Life history of herdmania. Herdmania is a hermaphrodite animal. The fertilized eggs undergo holoblastic unequal cleavage, and it develops into blastula. It shows upper micromeres and lower macromeres. By invagination of the macromeres, gastrulation takes place and gastrula is formed. This gastrula develops into a tailed larva called Ascidian tadpole larva. Next, let us know about the structure of Ascidian tadpole larva. The larva is 3 mm in length. It has short oval body and a long tail. The body is covered by thin test. The tail is long and shows a tail fin or caudal fin. The tail is supported by notochord, hence it comes under urochordata. On the dorsal side, above the notochord, hollow nerve cord is present. This nerve cord is enlarged at the anterior end as a cerebral vesicle. In the cerebral vesicle, pigmented eye spot is present. Statocyst is also present. They work as sense organs. On either side of the notochord in the tail region, muscles are present which are helpful in locomotion. On the trunk region, digestive system is present. It shows large pharynx with few gill slits. They open into atrium. On the midventral floor of the pharynx, an endostyle is present. Atrium opens out through atriopore. Below the pharynx on the ventral side, a muscular heart is present. On the anterior end of the trunk, 3 adhesive papillae are present. These are very much useful to attach the larva to the substratum. This Herdmania tadpole larva shows all chordate characters. This larva undergoes retrogressive metamorphosis and develops into adult Herdmania. Next, habits and habitat of larva. Just after hatching, the larva is photopositive and geonegative. It cannot feed because its mouth is still closed by test. After a short active free swimming existence lasting about 3 to 4 hours, the larva becomes geopositive, photonegative and sluggish. It sinks to the bottom, attaches itself upside down to a suitable hard substratum by adhesive papillae and undergoes rapid degeneration or retrogressive metamorphosis to attain adulthood. This is the metamorphosis. First one is a free swimming tadpole larva, and next it is attached to the substratum through the adhesive papillae with the help of adhesive papillae. After the metamorphosis, the changes, it is the later metamorphosis. After late metamorphosis, it converts into completely an adult Herdmania. Retrogressive metamorphosis. Metamorphosis refers to changes that a juvenile larva undergoes in its development from larval stage to adult stage. In retrogressive metamorphosis, the larva shows advanced characters which are lost during development and the adult is degenerated with primitive characters. Similar type of retrogressive metamorphosis takes place in Urochordates, that is in Herdmania, where the free swimming tadpole larva shows advanced characters that are lost in metamorphosis and adults shows degenerative characters. It involves the following 3 types of changes: retrogressive, progressive and molecular changes. First one, retrogressive. These changes involve destruction and disappearance of some of the larval structures. Next, progressive change. Some larval structures necessary for survival become more elaborated and specialized in each adult. Next, third one, molecular changes. Mangat and Cowden in 1965 studied the molecular changes which takes place during metamorphosis. They studied the metabolism of protein and nucleic acid and pointed out that some protein synthesis occurs throughout the development, but with the outset of metamorphosis, extensive degradation of proteins begins, followed by rapid synthesis of new proteins. And last one, changes during metamorphosis in Herdmania, that is Urochordata, are the notochord, nerve cord muscles and tail will be reduced. All these structures help the larva to swim freely in the water, but they are not useful to adults. The alimentary canal becomes complicated, the pharynx enlarges in size, the number of gill slits will increase by divisions. The stomach, gonads and intestine will grow. The nervous system is reduced. The atrial cavity enlarges into a sac-like structure. The eye spot and statocyst will completely disappear. Thank you.